Fail your way to success. Often we talk about how the gym is that gateway drug to literally everything else. It is that key that opens up everything you need in your life. That it teaches you discipline, it teaches you mental toughness, it teaches you consistency, it teaches you fortitude, it teaches you grit and determination. It just teaches you everything you need. The other thing that it teaches you, which is so incredibly important, is fail your way to success. I saw this one the other day and I hadn't heard it phrased like this before, and I loved it. And they spoke about that if you knew that you were 30 failures away from the biggest breakthrough ever, how quickly would you fail? How fast would you attack those failures? How hard would you go out to make sure that you just failed over and over and over again, knowing that on the 30th, there's your breakthrough? I don't know about you, but I'd go out at a maniacal pace. Like I would just be frantic and I would do everything in my power to knock those failures out as fast as humanly possible. And yet that is the reality of success, whether it's business, whether it's the gym, whether it's, improving in your life. You are going to be bad at stuff when you start, and you're going to have to fail, and you learn from those failures. And it's assuming that you go from strength to strength from those failures. That it doesn't slow you down, it doesn't take away from your motivation, it doesn't take away from your drive and your passion and your commitment. You just keep fucking showing up. And if you do that, eventually, on a long enough timeline, your skills will improve so drastically that you will succeed. As long as you are learning from your failures, as long as you are failing forward. But the reason why most people never reach the success level that they're looking for, they never reach the levels that they're after, is purely because, they're scared of failure. They don't want to fail. They're afraid of what happens if you fail. It's like we discussed the other day. Fucking nothing. Nothing is insurmountable. And in most cases, no one else will ever even fucking know if you fail. It doesn't matter. What matters is that you continue to move forward, that you continue to progress into the next step. Failure isn't fatal. It isn't final. It isn't the end of the story. It's just a stepping stone to the next thing, as long as you keep moving forward and you fail forward. But it's why I think the gym is the perfect place and the perfect analogy to learn this skill set. Because, especially if you're doing hypertrophy, the whole fucking point is to fail. The whole point is to see how close you can get to failure, how close you can get to that failure point and keep moving forward, how much you can take and keep moving forward. That's the point of it. Like, you want to grind out those reps. You want to get so close, and it's like, I can't grind out another one. And what often separates people who get great results and who get average results is their ability to continue to push through. When the body hurts and the body's telling you that it ain't got any more, and you find another level and you find another gear. Hey, it's like life. Hey, it's like all these things that we keep talking about, that you've just got to find another fucking level. It's why I talk about we need to start with fitness. It's why I talk about we start with the gym, because it translates and transitions into every fucking aspect of life. It translates and transitions into everything you want to do. And that's what matters. But going to failure in gym is the whole point. But the other thing I find that it teaches you is, especially in the gym, most people quit before they fail. Now, most people never actually reach failure points, especially if we're talking hypertrophy, weightlifting, that kind of stuff. most people never actually reach their failure point. There's this concept called RIR, reps in reserve. And many, like, if you get into the more advanced styles of programming, they have this concept. And it's like, how many reps in reserve are you pushing to? Are you pushing to full failure? Are you pushing to shy of failure? This kind of concept. And I think it's a great concept, but my problem with it is that most people have no idea how far off failure they are. Most people, it gets hard and it burns a little bit, or they're shaking a little bit, and they're like, yep, that's me at failure. The honest to God truth is you're not even close to failure. The honest to God truth is that you could take more. You could grind out more. You could push out another rep, 2, 3, 4. I've seen people up to 5 or 6. But they've decided they've reached that point and they have failed. But in reality, they quit. They quit on that. And I think that applies to everything. That most people have no idea where that failure point is and never push themselves far enough to actually reach that point. They just quit. They go, no, that's my failure point, and I quit. That's as much pain and suffering and sacrifice as I'm willing to take, and they quit. But you need to learn how to push into actual failure. You need to learn how to just push through those limits into a point where you grow from the failure. As I said, the gym is the great point of that, because you grow from the failure. That actual muscle development comes from pushing your body to its absolute limit, to its actual failure point, and the body going, oh shit, well, we can't let that happen again. Let's reinforce the situation. Let's reinforce those muscles and build them up stronger and bigger and denser so that that doesn't happen again. And then you do it again. And you continue to break them down. That's how you grow. But you can learn from that, and you can learn a shit ton about your mind in your ability to push towards failure and to not hit the mark. Because it doesn't fucking matter. I think you can tell a lot about someone about how they respond to failure. And you have to be willing to risk A, looking bad, B, being bad at something, and C, that you might fail, that it might not work. But knowing that if you fail forward, that if you put it all out there and you fail forward, that you will gain so fucking much from that decision, from that moment, from doing that task. And it's like that concept of a misogi. So if you aren't familiar with a misogi is usually a once a year task or challenge or event or something along those lines that is so difficult, that is pushing you so beyond your limit, that there is at least a 50% chance that you will fail. At least 50% chance. And you tackle it with clear eyes, with full heart, with full focus, all fucking in. You take that on. So that you can push your limits and you can discover what's in here. What's inside you? What's in your heart? What's in your mind? What's in your mental toughness? What levels of reserves do you have? How far can you keep pushing when everything is screaming at you that you don't have any more, that you can't do this? When your body says that it's had enough and you're like, fuck no, I have more to give. Because the mind will quit long before the body does. The body can and will keep showing up if you demand it to, if you force it to. But too often we quit. We say that's enough, that's as much as I can take. As I said, that's why the gym is so important. It's why I think it's the most fundamental thing that we can undertake as men, to learn this skill. And that's why I think we should all undertake misogis at least once a year, to take on these challenges that are so vast, that are so challenging, that they push us to our limits, that they see who we truly are. Yeah, we can do the microcosm of it in day-to-day things, with the gym, with the weighted walks, with fasting, with sauna, with ice baths, with all those kinds of things that we've discussed before. But also then to have one critical moment where you take it on and you see, well, how effective that work has been. How much more you can take that's beyond the limit of what you thought was possible. How much more can you take when everything is against you? That's a really important moment. And that's a really eye-opening moment to discover, well, how you respond to that failure or that risk of failure. Where the levels are, how much more you have to give, how much more you can dig through. And that's why I really like these concepts of Misogis, that you do, as I said, one, you could do more than one a year. But the other concept within it is that this is, if you imagine on a bell curve, that it is so far beyond the level of capacity that anything you do in your life. And when you revert back to this, back to normal level, everything else becomes easy, because you look at that and go, well, I fucking conquered that shit. I took that on. The fuck is, daily stresses? The fuck is the normal stresses that we place our lives under? And that's the whole point, The whole point of Chasing Greatness Daily and the concepts that I'm here teaching is that you make certain aspects of your life so difficult, and you push yourself so hard, and you push yourself so far outside your comfort zone, that life is fucking easy. It's the same concept as if you were an athlete. I'm going to come back to that. Train so hard that the game is easy. Push yourself so hard in these areas of practice, and that's exactly what they are. The gym, as I said, the weighted walks, the sauna, ice baths, fasting, consistency, momentum, long term. These things, you push yourself so hard and push your limits so far that everything else is just, well, fuck, who cares? It's a stroll in the park. You've placed yourself under so much that you know how much you can fucking handle, that you have shown up with so much in your life, and you're like, well, the daily stresses don't matter anymore. Those things that would cripple your average person, you just take it on the shoulder, you just take it on the chin, just right here. Doesn't mean anything. Let's just keep fucking moving forward. And that's a separator. And that's part of why we do it. There are so many different aspects of it. Like, I get asked about why these things are built this way. They are built for a specific reason. But the honest to God truth of it is that at its fundamental core, we are chasing greatness daily, but we are doing it in a way that makes life fucking easy. That you have pushed so far in all the other areas that life becomes easy. That you keep shattering the comfort zone of where you're at. And so then when stresses do hit, you're like, you take them in your stride. This is what we're training for. To be prepared for anything in life. To be able to take on anything in life. No matter the circumstances, no matter what it looks like, you just take it head on. It's like, oh yeah, I've done this. And then you keep elevating the game. That's the other side of it. We spoke about it the other day, that you evolve or die. There is no stationary. There is no sticking at one point. There is growth or death. Nothing in between. So are you constantly elevating your game? Are you constantly pushing outside your comfort zone? Are you constantly pushing to the next level? And you'll have to keep changing the game. You'll have to keep changing the approaches that you have on that. And that's what 126 is, which is the phase after Chasing Greatness Daily. It's about pushing that. And we start with the physical, then we go to health, and then we go to mental and comfort zone. Once you conquer that, there's a whole new world that opens up after that. There is a whole new avenue of things that are applicable that you can take on. But whether you gauge your life in 126 phases or 6-month phases or 12-month phases or whatever it is, there must be a reevaluation point at the beginning and the end of each stage to then look, how do I continue moving forward? How do I fail forward? How do I put myself into a situation that is so difficult that I know I'm going to fail? But if I keep pushing forward, if I keep continuing on, if I keep failing forward, 126 days, 6 months, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years from now, my life will be unrecognizable. Because I feel that is the game that we are playing. I feel that that is the point of this fucking life. That we are here to attack and challenge and channel things that are so difficult, that are so beyond us, that we are rewriting our life, that we are reaching a new stage of our life, that with every iteration and every step forward, we are trying to push forward into another evolution. Because I've never understood this point of, as I said, reaching 25 and dying at 25, just not being buried until we're 75. Fuck that. I want every year to be an improvement on the last. I want to get stronger, fitter, healthier, richer, more successful every fucking year. I want to look back on the previous year and go, is that really all I did? That I just keep leveling up, that I keep progressing forward, that I keep reaching new heights, that I keep setting new standards for myself and breaking through. At 33 years of age, I am in the best shape of my life. I am the fittest, strongest, and healthiest I have ever been. And I plan for that to make 34 look like 33 makes 33 look like dog shit, and so on and so forth. I want to continue pushing this envelope, this level, until the day I die. Because I just want to keep seeing what my human potential is. So if you're on board, if you're ready to try and do that, if you're ready to see what you are personally capable of, then shoot me a message. Let's get you into Chasing Greatness Daily. Let's start that process. Now, if you're not quite there yet, click the link in my bio, grab my top 10 tools to transform your mental toughness. And lastly, as always, if this spoke to you, if it inspired you, if this is something you needed to hear, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. But most importantly, subscribe. The majority of people on here who are listening to this are not subscribed. And I'm asking you to do me a personal favor, that you hit that subscribe button, because I am here every single day. In return, I will continue to be here every single day. Like Chasing Greatness Daily, it is done every single day. I have given my word, end of story. I will be here every day. And I don't want you to miss any. I don't want you to miss out. So hit that subscribe button, because I will be back again tomorrow. And I hope to see you then. Until then.